Anyone else just really tired of egomaniac billionaires who don't feel like $1 billion or more is enough for them, so they have to go and ruin everyday Americans' lives? If you are feeling that way, I so feel you right now. And I'm tired and sick of it already. And we're just getting started in 2025. So here is the good news. Last time Trump was in office, I felt like I needed to get more control back into my financial future. And I started the money habits that now he's back in office. I went from $300,000 of debt to now being a debt-free millionaire. And I'm not saying that to flex. I'm saying to you that if you want financial independence, if you want freedom, if you want to stop having billionaires control your life and your livelihood, then we can't control what the billionaires do, but we can certainly change what we do in our own households. And so I would love for you to watch this clip I had from a recent interview with Yahoo Finance on the simple ways that you can start changing your budget today to get more control of your expenses, especially with an upcoming Trump recession, and making sure that you keep yourself safe and sane. Let me know what you think, and please subscribe to this channel because I'll be sharing more tips for everyday Americans to fight against oligarchs and make sure that we keep more money in the hands of people who work hard and deserve it. See ya. Are you someone who craves travel and freedom and the ability to do your work from wherever you want? I am that person too. I am working on becoming a full-time digital nomad and a semi-retired individual by 40 years old. I'm Bernadette Joy. I am your millionaire mentor and the founder of Crush Your Money Goals. AJ and I have been going back and forth about whether or not we're going to move abroad, if we're going to retire early, and next year we're going to take a bigger leap and we're probably going to move cities and start traveling abroad more than we have in the past. And so it's really exciting and scary, but I think it's going to make us grow and we're going to become better human beings for it. So I'm really excited to share our journey along the way, and especially tips if you're interested in getting out of the US for a little bit and traveling the world and seeing what it's like in other places. And in today's vlog, I am going to share with you 5 things that I am doing to prepare for digital nomad life and for semi-retirement that you may be able to use as tips for you to become more free in being able to do your work from wherever you want. I have learned from a lot of friends who do the part-time digital nomad life is that they have no sense of routine. Everything they're doing is pretty unhealthy in exchange for being able to travel all over the world. But I learned that traveling kind of sucks when you feel like shit because you're not sleeping in the time zones and you're eating whatever is just available. And so the first tip I have for you is to start establishing a health routine that is going to sustain no matter where you go. And that starts out with the basics, which is to eat well, sleep well, and drink a ton of water. I hired someone to help me establish routines and teach me about what things are toxic and not toxic and how to establish a better sleep routine. I was wondering why when I was traveling, I was getting so many headaches and I just was feeling really terrible. And it's because when I travel, I tend to not drink water at all. Now, to be clear, I am not a fan of Stanley Cups at all. However, a client of mine, what up, Heather, gave me this Stanley Cup. Look, I covered the logo with a sticker here. I feel like the Hello Kitty cancels out the Stanley Cup situation. I've started drinking salt electrolytes inside my water, as well as putting a collagen or a creatine in it that will help me with protein, will help me with elasticity. I've been annoyed that I have a lot of just pain in my joints. And so I'm drinking 2 of these a day. And while I'm still at home where I can practice this, I will try it now so that by the time I really get on the road and travel extensively, even more so than I'm doing now, that I'll have my routines around drinking water and sleeping and eating well down to a science. If you're someone who already doesn't sleep well or doesn't drink a ton of water or doesn't eat well while you're at home, it's only going to get worse if you try to travel like a digital nomad. So I highly, highly recommend hiring a health coach. The trade-off is that you're going to feel a ton better and you're going to actually have an established healthy routine no matter where you go. If you're new to my channel, you might not know that I am actually a business owner. I run a company called Crush Your Money Goals, and I teach financial education specifically for women and people of color to get rich and live a life of freedom. And I had a weird epiphany. I today am deciding to clear out my office and my lease in my co-working space, as much as I love working here, I realized I spent all these years just trying to get out of corporate life and going into an office just to like be seen, only to end up having my own office where I felt obligated to show up because I was paying rent instead of traveling the way I wanted to. And I would always feel guilty for traveling because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm paying so much in rent. My lease ends today, and I decided not to renew it and instead use that money towards travel and growing other aspects of my business instead of just space. I'm sad, but I'm also excited that we are going to start a new chapter. And we're also going to commit more to digital nomad life, which means that we will try to find creative ways to work without having a dedicated space.
Yee! We did it! The book is here. If you like my content and you've enjoyed following this debt-free journey and you want your own debt-free journey to get kick-started, check out the book. It's Crush Your Money Goals. It is the 25 habits that I swear by that help me become a debt-free millionaire and invest enough to retire before 40. Check it out at crushyourmoneygoals.com, or you can buy it wherever books are sold. And if you like listening to audiobooks, check it out on Audible.
The next thing that we're doing in order to start preparing for digital nomad and semi-retirement is taking our setup and trying to figure out the optimal setup for us to be able to take this show on the road here. AJ is going to collect all the stuff that we need for a good setup that's going to also be really efficient and not too burdensome to carry everywhere. Headset, we just ordered a new foldable screen. We're going to take a microphone on the road. Even with this camera that you see me recording on right now, we decided to go with this new Osmo Pocket camera because it's lighter and it's a lot easier to carry around when we're traveling, because before we had these ZV-1s that were pretty bulky. Because I do a lot of speaking engagements that are virtual, I need a setup that's actually going to work really well and still look really professional. I'm really determined by the end of this year that we are going to have a tech stack that makes sense for the business and that is still providing like optimal quality no matter where we go. Right? Another thing that I am working on to get more energy to be able to actually set up our personal life is to streamline and really focus on the content and the services that I really want to provide going forward. I don't actually consider myself a content creator. I make most of my money coaching and speaking. But I realized that I love making new courses, I love making new workshops, but I have built so much content that is sellable and marketable and really good and tested that I've been doing since 2016. But I've just always defaulted to creating new stuff when I want to sell new products. This year, I am really focused on selling the tried and true things that I have built that I know work really well and that I just haven't exposed a lot of people to yet. For example, I host a workshop that's called Monetize Your Message and Get Paid. Next year, I just want to focus on getting as many people through this program, specifically women of color, because let's be honest, the way that this country is going, they don't like to see women of color in power. They don't like to see women speaking up. And so my goal is to get 100 women to not only speak up, get on stages, but get paid well to do it. And I'm really looking forward to that. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check out the links in the box below, and I'll share more information about how you can join my next workshop and how you can get paid for speaking gigs on your subject matter expertise, whatever that may be. The next thing was that we upgraded our car recently. And when I say upgraded, it's still a very affordable car, but our last car was honestly a piece of junk at the point that we sold it. We had over 100,000 miles on it, and sometimes it just didn't feel even safe to drive anymore. We decided to get a hybrid Hyundai Sonata, which has also helped us a ton on gas, but we upgraded to a 2023, but we still paid for it in cash. We bought it used. It was actually the car dealership's loaner car for when they loan cars out when people are getting their cars fixed, and we got it at a really good deal, and it still maintained its value. We actually bought it a little under market value. We love that we save gas on it. We get it cleaned very frequently now so that it's not all dirty and gross, because we've been traveling a ton on the road and it wasn't enjoyable before in our older car, and it's a lot more tolerable to drive long distances in this car, and we're hoping to take it with us across the country next year. Ta-da, ta-da. And the last tip I have for you is that whether you are thinking about becoming a digital nomad or semi-retiring, even if it's 5 years from now or a year or two from now, you need to start decluttering now. And when I say now, I mean like today, as soon as you finish watching this video. I say this because there's so many people that I coach who can't imagine being able to see the world because they're just tied to their stuff. They just have so much stuff at home to take care of. And so little by little, AJ and I have been decluttering again. And we don't have a ton of stuff now. We have a 2-bedroom apartment. And it's pretty uncluttered, but the one area that AJ and I are pretty terrible at is clothing, and we just love buying clothes. AJ and I decided to declutter at least 2 containers worth full of clothes, and we took those to our local consignment stores where I was able to make $68 off of the clothes that we are no longer wearing, and I freed up a ton of space in my closet. One habit that I think would be really helpful, what I call the declutter the date challenge. And simply, you match the date to the number of items you get rid of in that day. So for example, on day 17 of the month, you get rid of 17 items. On day 18 of the month, you get rid of 18 items, and so on and so forth. And what it does is, one, it makes it a little bit more fun to declutter. It's a little more challenging. By the end of the month, if it's like a 30-day month, you'll get rid of over 400 items in your household. They go straight to the car if I'm donating them, or they go straight to the trash if I'm just getting rid of them, and I just get rid of them out of the house that day. And this has made it so much easier for me and AJ to maintain our home while we are traveling abroad, because sometimes you'll come back and it's just like a hot mess at home, or you feel like you can't leave because it's a hot mess at home. Every time we leave and we come back, our house is so tidy and clean. If you are someone who wants to travel more and start even like dipping your toes into the digital nomad life, I highly, highly recommend to start decluttering today, because when the time comes, it's going to be so much easier to make that transition. AJ, I'm recording this video about how we are trying to transition to digital nomad semi-retirement. How are you feeling about it?
I am feeling excited, nervous, but I think this is the right move for us at this phase in our life, and exciting.
Can you tell that I am like the crazy one and he is the calm one?
Just steady and riding the ship, and we just ride the waves, and life will take its course.
He's been doing a lot of work and helping me rearrange stuff at home and at the office, and just getting stuff in order. For those of you who are traveling or wanting to travel as a couple and want to learn more of our tips on how we do that and live pretty sustainably, you can check out more videos here. If you like this content, please subscribe. And if you want to crush your money goals, check out my new book. It's Crush Your Money Goals, 25 Habits to Save, Pay Down Debt, Invest in Financial Freedom, and Travel the World. See you next time.